Welcome to the Big Biz Show, featuring insight, analysis, and a lot of stuff that's none of your business.
Hold on. This is the Big Biz Show. I think it is their business.
Making the markets work for you. Here's the man with the plan, Sully.
Well, hey there, live from the Loft 100 studios in sunny San Diego, California. It's the Big Biz Show, including myself. I'm Sully. This is Mike Costa, our co-host. Mary Burt Godwin, our co-host. Greg Tartaris, our executive producer. And, of course, there's the DTC. DTC.
You're cute.
Oh, my goodness. So I believe, in my heart of hearts,
yes.
This is going to be a great show today. We were talking earlier today about a number of things, including ageism. And I was telling my, I do use this moniker a lot. I got 20 good summers left. I used to say 30.
Yeah.
That was 25, and that was 20.
Yeah.
And then I was telling my daughter Delaney, who's a traveling doctor. She works for Doctors Without Licenses.
Yep.
And she's a traveling. She's a doctor. She's a doctor of physical therapy. Went to med school, then went to physical therapy things. She was anyway. So now they have a traveling thing where she gets to go 3 months at a time, live wherever she wants. So she's currently in Washington D.C.
Ooh.
And she goes, shouldn't I be starting a career? I mean, and she's staring on the barrel of 30. And I said, honey, you have literally 50 good summers left, and then 5 bad ones.
Yep. Yes.
The Alpo years, if you don't plan. But the point is that we were talking about birthdays, and the fact that ageism is not a thing anymore. You know, dead is the new 60.
Oh, put that on a T-shirt. Holy crap.
Did I see Howie roaming around the building today? Where's Howard? Howard Font. Howard, there he is.
Oh, look at what
Howie with our business.
Hello.
Do you have business news today? Because you look like you're kind of roaming around waiting for
I have
for
the
a beer.
most important news. I mean, the guy that
Because I saw the market. I saw the market. I saw the bond stuff, and we were talking about the devalued dollar earlier. So start off with something here, huh?
Talking about devalued 30-year bonds, we have a birthday today.
What?
Mr. Devon Doan, 30 years old.
Devon Doan is 30. Devon Doan is 30 years old.
Devon Doan is 30 years old.
Oh, hello.
Who's Devon Doan? Is he the jackwagon you do that stuff with?
Is everything rusty?
Is it that? Can we?
Have something for him too.
Yeah. Are you seeing what's on the screen here?
Is Miles around?
There's Devon Doan. There's Devon Doan.
Hey.
Who wore it best? Hey.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Look at
awesome.
I think we got
What
some.
is this business?
I think we need to celebrate your Fiesta style. Your dirty 30. Dirty 30. For
Devon,
Mr.
hold
Doan.
on the mic there.
Senor. Oh wait, let's do this first. There we go.
Oh, I love. Oh, the gold. He's the gold cowboy hat.
And we have.
Oh, yeah.
Whoop.
I
Oh,
love
look
the
at.
look. How do I look?
Do you want to? Do you want to wear this too?
You look great.
I don't know if that will.
I think you look fabulous.
Throw it on the screen. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
We need some tequila for this too.
Someone say tequila?
I
Some
like that.
tequila right back there.
I heard you guys went to the Padre game this weekend.
We did.
You know, Howie wore this out to a birthday party one time.
Oh,
Howie wrong.
my.
That's the one
I said, Howie, wrong party.
Yeah.
We don't have
Can I say that was all I was wearing?
Yeah.
No, we unfortunately went to the game where we saw the Dodgers hit a grand slam, and we were just like, all right, we should get out of here. Like, you want to go to the bar?
Oh, you went to a bar.
Oh, no, we saw the Dodgers hit a grand slam, then we went to the bar.
Okay, we do. Oh, okay, got it. We do not have a candle for you, but
I'm not my grandmother, by the way.
make a wish. This is a French toast cookie.
I'm not my Italian grandmother.
French toast and Mexican
Where's your
sombreros.
mustache up there?
Because it's a nod to my Italian grandmother.
It's
Oh, okay.
French because on your 30th you've already surrendered.
Is
It's
no.
over.
It's
I
over.
I do surrender. I'm
Yes.
over it. It's all back in the
Make a wish.
20s.
All right. Go back to, what is this here?
There you go.
Crumbly party
Crumbl
box.
cookies.
Woo!
French toast flavor. He gets his own
that.
French toast flavor.
Look at that.
I'm gonna take my unibrow off.
Pistachio,
We'll put it
wedding
right here.
cake,
Look at this.
salted caramel. I need a bite of all of them.
I didn't
where's
notice.
the
Flavor saver.
the cookie
French
cutter?
cookie there.
There we go.
We got a cookie cutter.
How are you 30?
Yeah, dirty 30.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. You're 30? Okay, come over here. Yeah, go ahead. Please play. Come over here. What is it? What's the set of a train wreck? Junior Nelson's 30? Howie, see the difference? Big Biz Show. We'll see you tomorrow.
Nothing wrong here. It's my partner.
I'm sorry, Dylan. What's your name?
We do need that.
Loft 100 Studios, the Big Biz Show, and our affiliates and our hosts are not registered investment advisors or broker-dealers.
Our show hosts make no commitment that the purchase of securities of companies profiled or otherwise mentioned in our programming
are suitable or advisable for any person, or that an investment in such securities will be profitable in general.
Given the nature of the company's profile and the lack of an active trading market for the securities, investing is highly speculative and carries a certain high degree of risk.
We profile selected publicly traded and privately held companies on our program.
Most of these companies that we profile have provided compensation to Loft 100 Studios and its hosts for the profile coverage.
From time to time, we sell shares of the companies profiled in the open market that we receive as compensation for coverage of client companies.
But never sell stocks if we are speaking about interviewing or covering a public company who has paid compensation.
Specific questions on compensation can be obtained by contacting producer at sullyandgroup.com.
Listeners should verify all claims and do their own due diligence before investing in any securities mentioned on this program.
Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk.
We encourage our investors to invest carefully and read the investor information available at the websites on the
Securities and Exchange Commission at sec.gov and or the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, at www.finra.org.
I like it.
Welcome to the Big Biz Show, featuring insight, analysis, and a lot of stuff that's none of your business.
Hold on. This is the Big Biz Show. I think it is their business.
Making the markets work for you. Here's the man with the plan, Sully.
Well there, welcome to the Big Biz Show. Sully here, Costa there, Totter out there, Mary Bird Godwin there, and look who's on stage. It is the DTC.
Hey.
Is Quattro, Uno, Dos, Tres, Quattro spelled with a C or a Q?
I think it's Q.
C-U-A-T-R-O, Quattro.
You're right.
So
You're right.
is it Q or C?
C.
Do you know why I like the DTC? Hey, where's Howie?
DTC?
Just, you can yell in the background. Everybody turn their mics up. Howie, what is, oh, he has a mic up. You've heard of the DTC? The real DTC?
Corporation, yep.
The Depository Trust Corporation? Which is what?
It's one of many transfer agents and holders of stock.
The DTC is a clearing firm for stocks.
Yeah.
See how we did that thing?
Look at that.
DTC.
Killing two birds with one bush.
Oh, your favorite.
The year was 1993. When we first saw the bottomless salad bowl, the endless breadsticks, and what I like to call, or what Mike likes to call, couldn't call anybody, we were too frickin' full. Lobster Fest is over.
Who's really sad about this, though?
Mike, what's up?
Here.
What's up? What happened?
You are?
Tell us the story.
There's Pearl Harbor. And there's Red Lobster going out of business.
It's right
Wow.
there. Yeah, wow.
It's,
So Red Lobby's out of business, huh?
But not all
Like,
of them, right?
I was going to say all of them, or just,
I think
yeah, but it's
a large portion, perhaps.
and what happened? Why?
Well, Greg and I were discussing this earlier. Is it the former or the current?
I think the former CEO or potentially the current CEO did the Endless Shrimp. Right.
Endless,
and it turned
this was
out
Endless Shrimp?
Yeah, and
one time I worked at Sizzler.
They had an
one time I worked at Sizzler. Remember Sizzler?
Oh yeah.
And they had the Santa Fe steak and they had the Hawaiian steak. Okay? And and the Santa Fe steak was a steak, and the Hawaiian steak was a burger. Well, I accidentally put the pineapple on the one, and I put the so, and this is literally my last day. I was a college guy. I was getting out, and somebody said, "Hey, this is wrong." I went like this.
Oh wow!
I just took the pineapple and one of the chili.
How many slices of Texas toast?
I was thinking about how many people say, "Hey, give me more of them shrimps."
Yeah.
Keep them coming.
Oh, for sure.
And now they're out of business.
Yes.
They
were overwhelmed.
Was Red Lobster endless shrimp also?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bottomless, endless.
What's the theme here? Give out endless shrimp. What happens, Mary?
You go out of business.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Bye.
So many people showed up and just destroyed the Red Lobster. And
Is this really what happened?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
They couldn't.
The real story is that they gave away too much food and it killed them?
Yeah.
Right. They just,
They lost. Their losses were in the millions from this all-you-can-eat shrimp.
This reminds me.
They weren't expecting people to eat so much shrimp.
This reminds me of that skit.
I kid you not.
This reminds me of that skit. This reminds me of that skit where it's like, "Hi, my name is Mike Costa from Michael Costa Corporation, and we make change. You have $1, we have 4 quarters. We perhaps have 10 dimes. You know how I can give you 20 nickels.
Yep.
You know how we make money? Volume.
Yep. Right. I'm losing $1 on every deal, but I'm going to make it up in volume. Right?
That was a Saturday. That was an SNL skit. That was an SNL skit in the '90s, and it was like, we just make change. You have a $20 bill? I give you 21s. People ask us how we make money. Volume.
They would get these land wells that would come in and just sit for hours.
Well,
and just consume.
Eat the shrimp.
Yeah.
And just
So no, listen.
He
wait a second.
knows. He knows from personal
I remember
experience,
as a kid, there was a place here in San Diego where we broadcast from, and I know that doesn't mean anything. It's called Sir George's.
Oh, smorgasbord.
Sir George's Smorgasbord. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if you walk in a restaurant that has all, you serve yourself, it was called, in some land, a smorgasbord.
It's German.
Oh,
well, thank you.
Right? You just claim that, like, hey, we came up with that.
Wait.
Your last name's Costa. You're freaking
Austrian.
Wait.
You're Costrian. I remember as a kid. I remember as a kid going to the smorgasbord. It was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
And as an adult, though, you sort of feel like let's say you're getting your 30s here. You're not wearing the 34, 32s. Now you're wearing the 36, 32s. You got the kids. And you're walking in there, and you're like, as you're elbow deep into the macaroni and cheese, right? Or the Salisbury steak.
It's never good.
Oh, wait a second.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, hold the phone there, Missy.
When chocolate pudding is an item at Sir George's, it's good.
Oh, chocolate pudding, maybe.
Did you ever go to Hometown Buffet?
Absolutely.
Did you really?
Soup Plantation was our jam.
I remember the one time I went to Hometown Buffet as a kid. And that was when I had little kids.
Yeah.
And we went in there. It was because, listen, you drag kids, and you drag in a place like that, like Soup Plantation or all those places, it's fine. It's because everybody else is there, and there's like something.
Totally.
I remember trying to eat healthy one time, and I thought I'd go get the fish. That wasn't not the non-breaded fish, the one that's floating in about ate the water that's a little butter stick yellow with the water.
It was carp.
Yeah. No. You mean the national fish of Germany?
No. What does a carp eat? Everything any other fish doesn't eat.
No, it was what's the other one?
Tilapia?
Tilapia.
Oh yeah.
Right? But I remember going through there thinking to myself, if you are 1 pound overweight, you can't walk in that place. You can walk in there looking like Greg's like, hey, come on, give me a big pile of the ribs and a big pile of chocolate pudding and some tapioca for dipping.
You can eat the kale that they use for like decoration and garnish. That's what
okay, wait a second. Are we moving to that story? Do you remember the scene in it's Tom Hanks owns a bookstore, falls in love with Meg Ryan, the little
Oh, You've Got Mail?
No, that was You've Got Mail. That was a different movie.
Oh,
it was in Seattle. Yeah. No, the one where he owns Fox Books and she owns a little bookshop on the corner.
I thought that was You Got Mail.
No, dude, that was a different movie.
Deliverance.
My point is, there was a scene when they didn't get along. There was a scene there at a dinner party, and he just took his spoon and took all the caviar around the thing. Now, the first TV show, the reason I'm going through this is because of the all-you-can-eat thing. Yeah. The first TV show that we learned about the double dip, you double dipped, was
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing you've ever done at one of those hometown buffets? Because you've all been there. I mean, you've eaten from the thing?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Only because those guys were standing right behind you in line. Hey,
you got to make sure the gravy is good. Hello.
Can I tell you one of my favorite things in the world, and I don't eat?
Not to mention, walking makes you hungry.
Listen, I can't. I'm burning calories here, man.
Hold on. I'm lightheaded.
I have to tell you. I don't. Did you just snort?
I'm sorry.
That was real.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, do you know what he was snorting? The rest of the shrimp. Put his face there. I understand what you're saying though, because I don't. There's not enough ribs in my lifetime. I don't eat ribs anymore, but barbecue ribs are my thing. It's like my favorite thing in the world. I don't think I could walk by a rib without going.
Beef or pork?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, doesn't matter.
And maybe it's just a delivery device
that's
for the
perfect
barbecue sauce.
answer. That is the perfect answer.
As long as it's
doesn't
ribs.
Matter.
All right.
As long as there's a rib bone involved.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that you lost your Red Lobster. When's the last time you went to Red Lobster?
Oh, it has to be like 20 years ago, but still anyhow.
But the memory lingers.
But the memory of it. No, we went recently, like in the last 10 years, for all-you-can-eat shrimp, bottomless shrimp. Yeah.
Of course. You know who's happy about it? The shrimp.
The ocean called the running out of shrimp. Oh my God.
I gotta tell you. Who's gonna take its place?
Oh, that's a great question.
Big Biz Show. More to come. Stand up.
Food Plantation went out of business.
From the Loft 100 Studios, Big Biz rolls on another beautiful day, Southern California. Casa, Mary Burt Godwin, Greg Todoroff, Sully, and joining us right now, one of our all-time favorite guests. He is the founder and CEO of Splash Beverage Group, stock symbol SBEV. Robert Nistico back with us here on the Big Biz Show. Robert, how have you been, my friend? It's been too long.
Just great. How you guys doing? Good to see you all.
Look at how good you look and sound now. You are a
Look at wow.
I've seen you in person, and I got a man crush on you for 3 years now. You know that. Robert Nistico, by the way, was what number employee were you at Red Bull? Were you like the third employee or the fifth employee?
Really the fourth, but we had an assistant also, so it was a very small group.
But not that sounds like it's a sensitive topic or anything.
No. Right.
But that assistant hasn't been seen for some time.
They who shall remain nameless.
You took a company that was unknown as the senior vice president general manager for Red Bull North America to $1.45 billion in sales. Had a nice exit, had a long-term vision for the company. So he starts this other great company called Splash Beverage Group, and now he is the founder and CEO of Splash Beverage, and you can see some of the beverages online. I'm going to let you, we haven't talked to you for a while, I'm going to let you catch us up, because what's interesting, it's not only a beverage company, but it's a merger and acquisition company where they're making acquisitions of certain brands that fit into their category. Robert, I'll just let you take it away and fill us in what's going on lately.
Yeah, I mean, it really, we've talked about this some in the past. I mean, technically, we are a straight-up beverage company. We own brands, we build them, we sell them to distribution and/or retail. But our real path to growth is acquisition, and I know a lot of our shareholders are anxiously awaiting news on various acquisitions. I'd like to remind everybody that we're talking about beverage alcohol, so every state has its own licensing. Takes a little bit more time than you'd like, but yeah, our vision is to grow through acquisition and, of course, to grow our legacy brands.
I think one thing that I bring up every time I talk to you, because I want people to understand, is that you were one of the first people to say that distribution, the power of distribution, is always underestimated. And I remember what happened a couple years ago when you had Tap Out go to Walmart on the end caps, and suddenly that changed the face of everything, and that was a distribution model. Talk to us about what the distribution plans are going forward, because I mean you're moving and shaking here. So let's talk about where we think your efforts are. Is the efforts into acquisitions, the efforts into distribution, or is it all the same thing at the same time?
It's all at the same time. I mean, like I said, we have to take care of our legacy brands. That's critically important. But acquisition also gets us further distribution, more retail support. So it's a little bit of both. It's super important that we do both. Moving forward, with our legacy brands, we're really excited about Salt Tequila right now, and Copa de Vino, and Popo Loco. We're getting enormous retail support on those brands, and you'll hear more about that here in the near future.
Hey, Robert, I want to go back to Tap Out. We just showed these here. I'm going to I don't think I've tried this sparkling favorite.
So this Tap Out here, this is the Tap Out energy drink, and this is a Tap Out recovery drink. Two separate things here. So this is before and after. And I'll tell you what, that Tap Out energy drink is, I mean, I got to tell you, I may or may not have 3 or 4 cases of Popo Loco at home, and we may not have 4 or 5 cases of Copa de Vino. But my new favorite thing pre-workout is a Tap Out energy drink.
I'm going for it right now, actually. Yeah. Okay, but so I have teenage daughters, and these energy drinks are the thing. Whatever the brand, I don't know, the flavor of the day. But I don't love some of the ones they choose because there's a lot of caffeine and a lot of sugar. But these don't have that. And they're dancers, they're competitive dancers. They don't need all that crap in their body. So I'm going to be bringing home all these for them to try. But can you talk about the differences between Tap Out and some of the other ones that are on the market right now?
Yeah, energy drinks. My old boss at Red Bull, he was really the guy that said, let's slice the bread before we eat it with respect to energy.
Yeah, but you know what? It stuck. Let's face it.
Yeah.
By the way, did you know
exactly.
that the Red Bull, the Red Bull F1 team is actually the fuel actually is Red Bull.
Unfortunately, Dietrich passed away about a year ago. It's a shame. He was a great guy, a good friend. But my point is, he used to say to me in his Austrian accent, Robert, you don't own ingredients, you only own brand.
Interesting.
And so we focused heavily on brand and quality ingredients, and that builds a platform for a long-standing, very important, century brand. Any of our products, especially our energy products or sport drinks, we're really careful to make sure that they're all natural, and each of the ingredients have what's called GRAS status. It's an acronym for generally regarded as safe. Now, I'm not going to name names, but some of our competitors don't do that.
Yeah.
There's a really, really big, lovely, very, very valuable brand, begins with a C.
Yeah, I didn't realize, by the way, that C brand was actually an energy drink because I was popping 5 of them before a show one day because I just thought it was soda pop. Hi, Big Biz Show, BigBizShow.com. I mean, honest to God, James East, our music director here, is the one who said, hey, Bob, you know those are energy drinks, right? I just thought it was like apple soda. That was the greatest thing ever. No, and by the way, that's why my whole left side went numb and I was on that thing.
Right. No worries.
So continue, Robert. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, so a good tangent. So it's not everybody uses all natural ingredients. A lot of brands use sucralose still. It's not a natural ingredient. So we tend to use the best type of Reb A, B, D, C, E, which is basically stevia. But sucralose it was a fine ingredient for many years, but it's been outgrown. And a lot of the products you're talking about for your kids have ingredients they have GRAS status, but they're not necessarily considered the healthiest.
Hey, Robert, let's talk about Copa Divino real quick because every time I see this, it's a brilliant idea. It's quality ingredients. It's a good wine. In fact, all the wines in your Copa Divino. And it's in a plastic cup.
Ballpark friendly.
It's ballpark friendly. Let's talk about the ballpark friendly part of this thing because you guys had a great idea into introducing this into ballparks in the U.S. Where are we at with that?
Yeah, we're adding we call that large venue. We're adding large venue on a regular basis, almost weekly, certainly every other week. But more interestingly, the chains are coming on strong. We've made a lot of chain announcements, and I think part of it's the fact that the founder, who is a tremendous winemaker and a good friend, he works for us, James Martin. They always sold it in single serve, so we've now put it in a 4-pack. And I'm not sure if you saw the announcement, but Walmart is now picking up Copa Divino 4-packs in 3 flavors.
Yeah, which means, and by that, I will tell you this: there's going to be a grenade effect on this thing. Okay, you toss that grenade to Walmart, okay, and they start selling it. And could you imagine when Middle America, on a retailer like that, Robert? I know that you know this because this is how you guys operate. But that distribution, as you say, that is going to be key here because can you imagine? You know, we were that house in the cul-de-sac with the 2 kids, and everybody came over to our house for the parties. Mm-hmm. And you know, there's the guys are over. We're drinking salt tequila,
right.
And the wives are drinking this. When this hits suburbia, Robert, I'm going to tell you right now. I'll tell you what, and I think you know this, but that was a brilliant move. What's the distribution like on that? Is that are you keeping up with that so far? Because I think you're going to run out of it.
Yeah, sorry about the fire truck. It's telling everybody about Copa Divino distribution.
Go to it.
So we're really making tremendous inroads with traditional retail distribution. The brand prior to our acquisition was primarily large venue. Now we're really transitioning into traditional distribution. You should start seeing it in a lot of chains here in the next month or 2.
His name is Robert Nistico. I'm going to call him out there. He's going to yell at me since we haven't talked for so long. But I miss you. like a jilted girlfriend, pal. Robert Nistico, CEO, founder, Splash Beverage Group. We roll on. Stand by. Loft 100 Studios, the Big Biz Show, and our affiliates and our hosts are not registered investment advisors or broker-dealers.
Our show hosts make no commitment that the purchase of securities of companies profiled or otherwise mentioned in our programming
Are suitable or advisable for any person, or that an investment in such securities will be profitable in general.
Given the nature of the company's profile and the lack of an active trading market for the securities, investing is highly speculative and carries a certain high degree of risk.
We profile selected publicly traded and privately held companies on our program.
Most of these companies that we profile have provided compensation to Loft 100 Studios and its hosts for the profile coverage.
From time to time, we sell shares of the companies profiled in the open market that we receive as compensation for coverage of client companies.
But never sell stocks. If we are speaking about interviewing or covering a public company who has paid compensation.
Specific questions on compensation can be obtained by contacting producer at sullyandgroup.com.
Listeners should verify all claims and do their own due diligence before investing in any securities mentioned on this program.
Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk.
We encourage our investors to invest carefully and read the investor information available at the websites on the
Securities and Exchange Commission at sec.gov and or the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, at www.finra.org.
I like it.
Well, live from the Loft 100 Studios in sunny San Diego, California, it is the Big Biz Show. I don't even know how many years we've been here. 1997.
Lots. Yep.
No, we've been on longer than that. That's mistaken. It's 1993. But I like the fact that the logo's wrong. Big Biz Show. Costa, Mary Burt Gadwin, Greg Tarnoff, executive producer, and the DT Quad. Thank you. Look at those guys. Wow,
man. So good.
Also known on another program as the Southside Servers. What that means? I've been spending all my time playing pickleball.
Oh,
All my time playing.
yeah.
And it is a lazy man sport. It is the. Have you ever heard of the? Have you ever read the book called The Church of the Subgenius?
No.
Oh, it's a group of slackers and scoffers that are trying to be as successful as they can with doing the least amount of work.
Ooh, I love that.
That's me.
Oh,
right?
of course. Like,
in fact, I'm going to buy you guys the book of the subject. I first read it in 1983. I think I was in college. Yeah.
I love
Church of the what?
In fact, Miles or Chris back there, if you guys can pull up the cover of the book of the Subgenius. It's fantastic.
I love
so
Subgenius.
Yeah. So, but you're playing pickleball, right? Yeah. Here's pickleball. Here's tennis.
Oh,
right.
Get back, get your racket back, the whole 9 yards.
Here's pickleball.
Yep.
Now, low percentage shot, bam.
Exactly.
Low percentage shot.
Yep.
High percentage shot.
Yep.
It's like this.
Yep. And it makes such a lovely sound. All tennis players
there
love
it is.
pickleball.
There's the book of the Subgenius right there. Yeah.
Oh,
It's fantastic. This is 1983, brother.
Right.
But it is the less is in pickleball. Truly, the people that are good are not banging. They go up to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're just like
They're just getting it in.
They're dinking.
Totally.
It's like a hit, and you're like.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, it is definitely like
Right.
There's some hand-eye involved.
It's a red.
Oh, you could, yes.
It's a red cup in one hand and a thing in the other. Definitely,
bless
you could do that.
Oh,
Right,
you could sign a check when the server brings you a beer when you're playing pickleball.
And half.
Right?
And half.
And then get back to the game.
You know what I've done? I've gone and hit a bucket.
Yeah.
Played a game, gone and hit a bucket, got a beer, and come back, and it's the same game.
The beauty of it, and that's why it's sweeping the nation.
Who's coming up next?
Joining us, right? This guy is a certified genius. Dean has been with us on the show before. He's
Is this the gold guy?
This is Goldfinger. This is Mr. Gold. This is Gold Guy. He's our gold guy that we go to.
I love
Dean
it.
Heskin, President and CEO of Swiss America. Dean, so great to have you back on the show. How are you?
How are you? Oh, there he is. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
See, there's a man of leisure.
Really well.
There's a man of leisure.
But he's got a
Thanks
tennis
big
game.
for having me.
Dean, are you a tennis player? No pickleball guy?
Oh no, I've done them both, and I couldn't agree more. In fact, I want to get back to that pickleball discussion. I was enjoying that.
Yeah, because I always thought there was a bifurcation of people that play tennis, maybe looking down on us.
It's like skiers and snowboarders.
It's like broadcasters and podcasters, right?
Yep.
In the very beginning, no longer, but in the very beginning, podcasting was for broadcasters who couldn't make it.
Yep.
I sort of believe in my advanced station in life, I got about 20 good summers left, and then 5 really bad ones after that. At this age, I can't play tennis anymore.
Right.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
This is what it's gonna be. This is it.
Just cut down the area we've got to cover.
I've played 7 days in a row.
Can't beat it.
I play and Howie played with me.
Right.
Howie's,
How is he?
Howie's good. He's 40 years younger.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Dean, could you say you're the gold standard of pickleball?
Everybody, hello. Hey, Dean.
Pickleball is my second favorite drinking sport next to golf. That's what I would say.
Well said.
I want to talk to you about. We talked to you about last time, and that's Swiss America, of course. You were the president and CEO of Swiss America. Why don't you tell for the folks, because we have a much larger audience now. We're now in Bloomberg Financiero in Mexico. We just got approved to be in Bloomberg EU. We got the regular 125 million homes in BizTV in the U.S. market, not to mention American Forces Radio Network in 175 countries and all the ships at sea. Only 10% of them saw you last time because we were so quick. Tell us what Swiss America does so we can get the word out about you guys.
Yeah, you guys are crushing it.
Yeah. I can happen to see a SwissAmerica.com big logo right here.
Come on.
If you want to hitch your cart to our wagon.
Yeah.
What does Swiss America do exactly?
We are one of the largest, most comprehensive dealers of physical gold, physical silver, as it pertains to individual investors. So
why is physical important versus me just buying GLD, a gold exchange traded fund, or IAU, a gold exchange traded fund? Why is the physical thing important?
Well, at the end of the day, physical gold, the valuation of it is based on what it is as it sits in front of you. When you have GLD, gold mining shares, gold mutual funds, it's a paper representation of gold. The way I used to explain that to clients when they'd ask me that same question, it'd be to say, to think that you have physical gold by owning an ETF or a mining share would be like thinking that you own lumber just because you have Home Depot stock. It doesn't put you any closer to lumber. You're investing into the profitability and or the speculation of something when you're buying the paper counterpart. When you're buying the physical metal, and I guess, Sully, an answer to that as well, when you hear in the news, if you follow this at all, central banks, the establishment known as BRICS have been buying physical gold at a record pace.
What's a BRIC? What's a BRIC? What's a BRIC? Talk to us about a BRIC.
BRICS is an alliance that has been formed. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, where they are really heavily looking to de-dollarize their nations. And the scary part is, and we talked about this briefly when I was on your program before, what started off as these 5 nations has now grown into dozens of nations who are all looking to do the same thing.
But here's the problem. Here is the major problem. What he's talking about is U.S. dollars is the global currency. Everything in this world is priced in U.S. dollars. I don't care what country you're in, it's priced in U.S. dollars. We are the global currency. Now, there's been several countries forever that have been trying to do it, but can you name it a country more stable? Because the EU is several countries, immediately unstable, too many cooks in the broth, in the kitchen. I know that the Chinese yuan would like to be a global currency. The problem is they manipulate their currency to make it more expensive for us to buy goods, meaning we don't know how much paper is floating around there. It's never going to happen where they're going to decentralize the global currency. However, I will tell you this, to your point, the fiat currency is going to go away, my friend. That's the real, in my mind, and you and I can argue over tequila and golf at some point, but which I'm hoping we can do soon. Now that you brought it up. What I'm saying though is look, because our currency is based on a perception right now. Nixon pulled away the gold standard, and every other country. We're just the least dirty shirt in the hamper, if you think about it. So isn't that when that changes though? And we're going to say, wait a second. We're not believing in crypto. We're not believing in the almighty dollar. You better have something backing it. That's what you're speaking of, and I think that's really important.
Well, there is a war going on right now, which is like one of our most requested reports that we've put out, entitled "The Secret War on Cash." And the war that's going on I'm with you, and I'd like to believe that the dollar is going to reign supreme forever. However, there have been things that have happened in the last 12 months that 2 years ago, 5 years ago, would have been unthinkable. Part of what has made the dollar reign supreme for so long, going back to the problems that we had with oil prices in the 70s, we had the established OPEC decided, all all purchases would be made in U.S. dollars. India just several months ago, for the first time, they use their own currency to purchase oil rather than the U.S. dollars. And there has been this I want to say slowly, but it's not even a slowly growing trend right now, where as much as it seems far-fetched that that these other nations would step away from the dollar, it's happening as we sit here. And in large part, the reason they're doing it, one of the collateral benefits to them is it helps strengthen their own currency, their own economy. And
I ever say this about every guest. I say it about every guest.
He's an hour guy.
He's an hour guy.
He's an hour guy.
He's an hour guy. No, I shouldn't say that. I've said it about a couple guests today.
Can he come to the studio?
He is our hour guy. We need to make him. Is Dean Heskin, president and CEO
well, he's
of
just in
Swiss
Phoenix. It's not like it's a long
America.
It's not like a big ass, pal.
Come on
over here.
Just, Mr. Gold. Big Biz Show. Another beautiful day in Southern California. We are in the Loft 100 studios. More specifically, Carlsbad, California. No, it's not home of the Caverns. Costa, Mary Godwin, Greg Todorov, our executive producer.
That's right.
That guy's Sully.
Hey, we had such a great conversation. We had such a great conversation I think it was last week before last, with Derek Dresselhuys, who is the CEO of S Incorporated, stock symbol GWH, about long-term energy storage. And man, all of the articles in the news in the last week about long-term or long-duration energy storage. I mean, it's Eric, when you have your cell phone and you're having dinner with your wife and you talk about I want to go to Barbados and she wants to go to Croatia, and suddenly everything on your phone is Barbados, Croatia.
Yep.
The phones must have been listening, or the news must have been listening, because I'm seeing so much news about long duration energy storage. Did you notice that in the last couple of weeks? Because this is a cycle, isn't it? I mean, we got blasted the last couple of weeks with this stuff.
Yeah, it's been a little, maybe that's just the way news cycles go, but New York Times, huge article, and then about 5 articles followed that.
I know, it was just
within
nuts.
a day. It's really everywhere.
Well, so what has changed? And we'll go back, because we picked up Bloomberg EU as a pilot so they can watch the show, and that audience, which is about 25 million, have not seen your stories. We're going to take it from the top of you, but just to start off with, what has changed in the energy storage space that makes it? I mean, it was as important last year as this year. Why suddenly all the attention?
Well, I think it actually is getting a little bit more important, and there's a couple of things driving it. The first is, there's a lot of talk these days about what the impact on the total energy system from things like AI are going to be, right? So if you think AI is an energy hog, right? So you need to have more energy, more electricity to provide the power for AI, and then you combine that with things like the war in Ukraine, which is for your EU audience, has been a huge issue, because the previous plan had been to rely on Russian gas, and that's how we were going to keep the lights on, and that doesn't seem like such a good plan anymore. So people are trying to find ways to ensure we have resiliency and reliability, and that's where long duration kicks in. It's really the only way to ensure that we can keep the lights on going forward.
Eric, as far as your race, energy storage, green energy, you guys are at the top of the pyramid. How many other people, though, are nipping at your heels to get where you are?
Well, there's, the world's woken up to it, and you can't have a huge market without having a lot of people kind of decide they want to get into it. The advantage that we have is we've been doing it longer. So most of the alternatives are still in the lab, and there's still ideas, and maybe some of those will come together and they'll turn into real products. A lot of them will fail and fall by the wayside. The other ways we've had to do this historically are just frankly too expensive or too hard to do. So when people ask how long have we been doing energy storage, I usually pull up a picture of the Hoover Dam. Right? And say, we've been doing it for a long time. The problem is doing things like hydro are environmentally, almost impossible to permit these days. And, anybody that's tried to build a house recently knows, inflation is a bad guy for things like construction costs, whereas we have a technology curve, so our stuff's getting cheaper as time goes by, not more expensive.
Hey, Eric, for those folks that have not heard your story behind S Inc. and GWH, which is a stock symbol, you can go to sinc.com. That's essinc.com. Talk on a very high level on what you guys do so folks can get familiar with it that haven't seen you before.
Yeah, so we've built a battery that stores energy using iron, salt, and water. So it's got a really low cost point. It's really safe, and importantly, we can source all the materials locally. So we build these batteries here in just outside of Portland, Oregon, and we ship them all over the world. We made a big announcement of a new customer in Africa this week. We're doing projects in Australia and in Europe. What appeals to people is that you've got a battery that can store energy for 8, 10, 12 hours or more. You can do that in a way that's really safe. So some of the problems that lithium batteries have had are avoided. They kind of tend to start on fire, which is a bad thing. And then the last thing is people I think are really excited about the fact that we're building these batteries here in the U.S. So so much of the technology we buy in the world of energy in general comes from China and other places. And we're part of this trend of bringing it back to the U.S. and building it here locally.
Eric Dresselhuys, CEO of S Incorporated, stock ticker symbol GWH, with us here on the Big Biz Show. Eric, there was a while there where products made in the United States, people in other countries would say, "Oh, it was made in the United States." Has that flipped now, where other countries, in particular, what you're building, your company is making, say, "Oh yeah, that's what we want from the United States"?
Oh yeah, 100%. People, not just the products, but people like doing business with American companies. We're honest. We fulfill our contractual obligations. And so I think that this idea, there's this concept of friendshoring that's come up. So I look at like our friends in Australia or some of the projects we're doing in Europe. We buy components from those places. They buy products from us. Everybody's really good trading partners. Rule of law is the rule of the day. And I think that's what people are looking for as we're transitioning the kind of the core infrastructure that keeps our houses heated and our businesses running. They want to buy stuff from people that they know and trust.
Eric, one last question for you, and I love that you're back on the air with us. It's obviously very timely. So you brought up something to us when we first met, and it was called energy transition. I'm sure you remember. You probably say that a lot. How do you prepare as a company for energy transition? Because that means transition into the infrastructure, transition to adoption rates on how we're going to, are we buying the fact that it's going to happen? Talk to us about your strategies as a company for that, because you have to be, this is like an everyday thing for you.
Oh yeah, we live the life every day. And the thing that I think is hard for people is we kind of take the infrastructure we have for granted. We the poles and the wires, the roads and the sewers and everywhere, everything that goes into our core infrastructure. We've built that up over 150, 200 years.
Yeah, right.
And now we're going to transition it all in the next 30 years. And so the scale at which we're going is really, mind-bending. You have to just think about doing things at a scale that you've never thought of before. And that means, going bigger, going faster, driving cost out, making it easier to do. And that's what we spend our days thinking about.
Well, his name, of course, Eric Dresselhuys, CEO of S Inc. That's ESS Inc. And their stock symbol, of course, GWH. So great to have him on the air with us. And once again, you can go to sinc.com, essinc.com. There he is with the man from Congress that's pushing this thing through.
What is it? Water,
salt, and tequila. It's called a ranch water.
Yep.
Little lime on top.
Delicious.
Delicious. What do you know about alcohol? That it's delicious, and I love it.
What is it, Brian?
Mike and Dave need wedding dates. That does it for us. That wraps up a Tuesday. We'll see you on Wednesday. See you later. Bye.